I guess. How's everyone doing today? आज बता केम छो? आज सब कैसे हो? So today I'm doing great, and I hope you guys are too. Why? Because it is Ekadashi. Okay. By the time this video is uploaded, especially for those in India, it's probably already over. But today is Ekadashi, which means what? It's a big fasting day. Okay, it's probably the biggest fasting day in the, arguably in like the Hindu Vedic calendar. Okay. I actually fast quite a bit when no food is involved. Okay, I do it at least once a month, and often multiple times a week, I will not eat the whole day and I'll just have a tiny dinner. Okay, so for me, not having food is not a big deal, but on big days like Nirjala Ekodashi, the main Ekodashi of the year, as well as Shivratri and stuff like that, I try to not have any water as well. Okay, so I'm attempting this, so hopefully I don't have any water. But I'm definitely, when you're fasting, especially with no water, you're definitely in more of an intuitive divine state. So I thought today's a good day to make a part 2 to my third eye video. Okay, so my first third eye video, I put some general information as well as my experience. Okay, one of my experiences. Okay, so today I'm doing part 2. This is going to be more on my other experiences, with some other general information thrown in there as I describe those experiences. Okay, the more general information I feel like I explained pretty decently in the part 1, but I'll add on to that as I explain, I guess you can say, a couple of my experiences that I'll talk through in this video. Okay, so in part 1, I described the experience of my third eye, basically, I guess you can say, opening at times, working with my 2 physical eyes to see things for how they truly are. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about another experience of mine, which is, okay, so the third eye, it kind of, I guess you can say, it doesn't necessarily opens, but it activates at times. And I'll tell you exactly what this means. So it basically feels like there's like a gem about the size of like about a cube of the size of a cube. You know, the cubes of cheese you put on crackers? It's about that kind of size, like a gem, just placed in here. Okay. And it kind of feels like when it gets activated, it kind of feels like a generator turning on. Okay, and it kind of turns on and off, or like on and off. It's like gradual on off, and then as it does this over time, like 3 or 4 times, it and it's not that quickly, right? I'm just doing it quickly for the sake of this video, but it's like it's more on and then it turns off. Like it lasts a lot longer. Okay, each on off, I guess you could say, could last like. Each on, I guess you could say, lasts like 30 seconds, and each off is more like 5 to 10 seconds. But as you keep going, the intensity picks up and the on periods increase in time length. Okay, so it kind of starts feeling like, instead of a generator turning on, it almost feels like the whole, like, this is the closest way I can explain it, but it's like almost like the whole, like a miniature sun is turning on and off. Okay, so as that picks up, what happens is, unlike the last video where I said, you're kind of seeing with your physical eyes as well, this one, it's like the focus is all on here. Like, you're not really seeing things, but you're mainly just getting information. I don't really know where I'm getting it from, but you're just getting very intuitive information about what you should be doing internally or externally in your life. Okay. Also, when this happens, one point I want to make up is that, we tend to, only, I guess you can say, value the main 6 or 7 chakras, right? The 7th chakra, it's a different kind of chakra, but the main 6 to 7 chakras, right? Going, your bottom self, which is your bottom 3 chakras, then your air, space, third eye, and then the crown, right? But we have other chakras throughout our whole entire body. Okay, I know the scriptures mainly highlight the main 7, but these scriptures have a very big tendency to generalize things, right? For example, in Vedic astrology, they tend to say that the D9 or the Navamsha chart is to be used for the success of your marriage. Yeah, it can definitely show that, but it shows a whole bunch of other things as well, right? But I think they generalize on purpose to kind of get you started in some direction, and then you discover more things on your own, right? So you have other chakras throughout your whole body, and especially on your head. Okay, it's not just 1 and 2. there's all bunch of other points that might not necessarily be as powerful or as noticeable, but they're there, okay? And when this thing starts activating, imagine I had like a bandana around like just like a bandana location. It's almost like little points along these lines start activating, okay? And basically it almost feels like they're also kind of receiving or absorbing some kind of information from some higher source, okay? And I'm gonna get to that in a second. But before I get to that, so I said that this is kind of like the main source, right? And there's other minor sources around here. Obviously, the crown chakra is another main source, but it's not as main as this. Like this is like the main source for me at least, okay? But this is at least for this experience that I'm talking about, okay? But this is also a minor source as well. But one other major source besides the front and the top one is, I guess you can say, a point kind of at the back of the head right here for me, okay? And I could be a little bit biased. Why? Because the person who taught me Yoga Nidra, the person, she said that she basically taught me to tap in to 8 of my chakras, okay? Notice I said 8, not 7. She taught me how to tap into the conventional 7, and as well as another one at the back of my head right here. So so I could, this could be really more personal for me, the one at the back of the head, because I did Yoga Nidra for like weeks and months, connecting with this. And I never was exposed to anyone who valued this one as much, right? And I don't have that many gurus here in Miami, Florida, okay? Or, South Florida in general, Broward County. But so this was, I'm not a big believer in coincidences. So I really wanted to tap into this one, right? Because I'm like, okay, I know about the main 7, but I don't really know too much about this one. Let me kind of try to tap into that as much as possible. So this is kind of like major point number 1. This is like, for me, major point number 2 and major point number 3 for this experience that I'm talking about, okay? It's like gold, silver, and bronze, like as far as like the value of how much they bring to this certain experience, okay? As well as other minor placements scattered throughout my head. So what happens is these 3, as well as the other ones, they all kind of work together to, when this happens, I don't know if you guys have ever been just really spaced out or really tripped out, or I guess you can almost just say really high, but you get in like this state where like everything's just kind of coming to you. Okay, like and like you can't really do anything. Like you can't do anything. Like you're almost completely disconnected from the material world for a second, and you're just in this other space or zone, or you can even call it dimension. So what happens is this is kind of like you're going to, like, I guess you can. It almost feels like you're like spiritually going somewhere else, or something's really coming to you, and as it picks up, these little points will kind of start to fire up. This one a little bit, and this one a little bit more. And it's almost like all this information will just come to you. Now, this whole experience does not last that long, okay? Like for me, it's like a maximum 5-minute thing, okay? It's not that long, but this is just something that I wanted to share with you guys. When this happens, I'll give you some examples of what kind of happens. So it's kind of like certain patterns of stuff that you need to let go of, or that like you really didn't think about during meditation, but like just because this kind of advanced thing, I guess you can say, happens, it kind of shines some stuff to light that you've really been stuffing down. Okay, because like I said, your ego is also very, very powerful and tricky. Okay, so sometimes you need experiences like this, or I guess you can say God or the higher consciousness will give you these kind of experiences to give you a hint of some of the ego's tricks, or just tell you straight up, do this to help destroy your ego even more, okay? Or it'll tell you some external stuff to do, right? Like you'll figure it out. But it's like some other karmic things that you need to get done, right? Like for example, I get like sometimes when this happens, it'll give me tips on some YouTube things to talk about, or just some other general things to look into my life. Like for example, like certain religious things to look into, whether or certain cultural Indian things to look into, to kind of question those things, and to kind of give me hints on how I should question them and stuff like that. Okay, this one is a little bit more like it's not like the other one where it kind of lasts like a long time. This one, it only lasts like a little while, but it definitely is very valuable. And when it happens, you definitely want to take very, very strong, I guess you can say, mental notes of what occurs, and how you should proceed based off of the information you receive. And then also one last tip or note is that obviously this might not happen to everyone. Okay, everyone is so different in terms of our karmas and what we've experienced in this life. So you may or may not experience this, or if you do, you might feel some different way about this, which is also completely fine. I'm just sharing my own personal experience. Okay, and if you want to take any knowledge or value from it, that's fine. If you don't, that's also fine. So I think that's it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, as usual, you can let me know about this thing. And until next time, talk to you guys later. Thank you.